to another episode of On a Mission. I'm your host, Dr. Wendy Norfleet with Norfleet Integrated Solutions, and it's my pleasure to have with me someone that I knew through FSCJ, Kurtson Boulware with Exception to the Rule. Welcome, Kurt.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Kurt, I know a little bit about Exception to the Rule, but why don't you share a little bit of information about them?
So it's a mentorship program for, we used to use the term at-risk youth, but it's just for youth. We try to capture a 10-year window, 14 to 24. Those are our students that are preparing to go to college or should be preparing to go to college. And then our students that have either made the decision to or not to go to college. We want to make sure that, you know, they have some direction. Maybe they're heading towards a trade or a technical degree that could support them that could support a living. And we just teach intangible things like we have some mantras we have 6 tenets of leadership that we do, and we just tell them how to be their own person. You know, most people follow the trends now. We want people to just kind of
think for yourself.
Yeah,
and be,
it's a lost art.
You know, you take out the information and make the best decision for you.
Exactly, and that's the thing. And no, I have a saying that I use with my young men. And it's that men don't always make the best decisions. They just own the decisions that they make. And so it's about the accountability piece. I know a lot of times we talk about things and we tell kids what they should do. But we don't tell them what to do when things happen, like the accountability piece. And we live in a world now where accountability is everyone else's fault but our own. You know, sometimes it's, you know, we look for the factors of why it happened and no one wants to stand up and just say, hey, I made a mistake and let's move on.
I know when I work with my team, I always tell them, I definitely am own up to my mistakes. I'm like, okay, and you worked with me before, so you know, I'll say in a minute, hey, I made a mistake. Let's figure out how we can move forward.
Yeah,
and that's the best thing because, you know, thankfully I had parents that taught me that it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them.
Exactly.
And you don't repeat, you know, you don't keep making the same mistake.
So should be lessons.
Yeah.
So you really, my dad used to have a saying, you got to remove the face and see the spirit. Don't look at what things, we dwell on the what and we never ask why, right? And so a lot of times we get caught up in what and we never get to the meaning. And, you know, politics aside, you know, when you figure out why, then you can really address the problem.
Right, because otherwise you're doing symptoms. And I do lean training, one of the training that we did recently with a local company, and they have a thing called the 5 whys. And you use that process to get to the root cause. Yeah. Because otherwise, like you said, you're addressing some of the symptoms, but you never get down and fix what actually is causing it.
Yeah. And so with our youth, I just want to say this part, because with our youth, a lot of people fail to realize that it's not anything that you can say, hey, I want to do a Saturday event, and then that's my package to the youth, and then the camera takes and it shoots and it stops. And then you're back to your life, and these kids are back on their own.
Right, they're still not where they need to be.
You know, me in my life, I'm a kinesthetic learner. I got to be hands-on. So a lot of our youth appreciate that because they understand that, hey, I'll be here when the cameras are on, and we're going to be here when they're off. Like, we'll be here when they leave. Before they even showed up, we were here, and we're just going to be sewing into the kid's life. Because a lot of times it's just who's the adult in the room. A lot of times, one of the things I'm raising 2 girls. So my daughters, they have a very comfortable, protected environment. But what decisions are they making when they're absent of my present? Right. And their mom's present. You know what I mean?
I got 2 daughters too.
So that's the real testament of what we're instilling in mentorshiping is not what kids do when you're present and you're constantly there, but what are we instilling in them to make those decisions when you're not present in the room? Right. Because that'll be the true mark of what they've learned.
Yeah. So that's, you know, my oldest daughter, when she was in elementary school, one of the signs up in the school was, you know, being a leader is doing the right thing when no one's looking.
Exactly.
And that's what we should be teaching the kids.
Almost definitely.
Okay.
And showing them too, because we can't be lip service. We can't say, hey, you're supposed to do this, and then the next minute we're on the news and our leaders are
because they always do what you do, not what you say.
Yes.
So yes. Yeah. So if someone wants to, you know, learn more about the program. Obviously, you said mentorship is a big part, so you're probably always looking for mentors.
We are looking for, mentors. We found that peer-to-peer works better. Okay. Kids don't like listening to the older kids in the room, like me. They like to listen to people, you know, it's kind of like, hey, that guy's only 3 years older than me, and he's kind of achieved some stuff, and he's doing some things that I want to do. That transference of information goes better. It's that peer-to-peer. But we currently, on 1st and 3rd Saturdays, we're at 401 Stockton Street. We've been blessed by the pastor of Greater Bethany Baptist Church on 401 Stockton, Pastor Daryl Edwards. We use their facility on Saturdays to meet with the youth that are interested, but they can always reach out to us. You can reach out to me at Kurtson at exceptiontotherule.org. So that's just my name, K-U-R-T, I guess.
Okay. Kurtson.
Yes. At exceptiontotherule.org.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and we're looking for both sides of the lane. We want kids to come.
Right.
We want people to introduce them to this program. And then we also need people who want to roll their sleeves up and get to work. You know, if they're tired of lip service, then we want them to come on in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the platform.
And you know what? It's always about, you know, if you see a problem, what are you going to do about it? So you stepped up and did something about it.
We're addressing it. So if you want to roll your sleeves up, come on.
Okay. First and third Saturdays.
First and third Saturdays, 401 Stockton Street.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. You heard the address, Kurtson, Kurtson, at exceptiontotherule.org. And please check them out. And we'll see you next time on Buzz TV.